welcome back to another episode of Rebuildz. Today, what we got going on is we're going to remove this clock spring once again. Now, remember we brought it to Audi while they were doing the power steering. They realized the system malfunction code was there. I think this probably was caused by me because remember when we removed the clock spring, we removed the clock spring with the indicator switch. So I'm thinking because the other car has lane assist, that sort of reason. So let's hop straight into this video. Like, share, subscribe, and let's hop straight into this video. Let's go. Alright, so as I said, I ordered this one because I think this one was one of the issues that I was having. So since I think it's probably one of the one that I was having issues, I just need to make sure that everything is what I need. Yeah, so my original one had these same set of lights and right here, because the one that we have in the car, you notice it had the button for the lane keep assist. This car doesn't have lane keep assist. They put this straight through, but I'm gonna take off everything and we're just gonna look and see what it is. All right. So I have a razor. I'm gonna cut all of this off. Yeah, it looks like this razor is dull. This razor ain't doing what I need it to do. All right. I just thought I broke something, but I didn't. All right. And I made sure to lock, or not lock, but zip tie the clock spring. And what I was hoping for, exactly what I needed, was just to make sure it didn't have the pins in here, because this car didn't come with heated steering wheels. And that's the most important thing that I was definitely looking for. Now, what I could do is one out of two things is, so there looks like it has been, look like right here was broken or something. And they ran like a little wire through it, or that's a wire for something else, or just like maybe one of the tabs what came loose or broken. That's probably what it is, because there's some little damage right there. But pretty much I'm not really worried about this bottom piece right here. The only most important thing that I'm actually worried about was the clock spring. Now my original piece bottom down here, I have it coming in the mail. So the only thing that I probably just need to completely take off is just the clock spring. So what I might do is I'll wait until the parts one comes in from the other car, then take this clock spring off, take the coating off of it, off the one that they program at Audi, and then we put this one on and put the coating in and all of that. So I'll see you when those parts come in. All right, so here, as I said, I already have the steering wheel loosened. I have the wheels straight. So I just gotta make a marking so I know that's exactly where it goes back, and basically not messing up the alignment with the steering wheel. So while I'm doing that, right, what I'm gonna do as well is explain, as I said before, is this switch Yes, so this car doesn't come with a lot of features, and I'm just trying to get back everything to where it was. So we're gonna put back the original piece back on and then see if that's gonna help us with that system malfunction issue, because it's technically coming from that. So the clock spring, I'm not gonna try to turn it or anything, because as I said, I don't want to mess that up. Now the only thing I'm gonna do is loosen these two screws, and there's one under here. Let me see if this could get this one out, but it should be all three. And then what I'm gonna do is start disconnecting the wires and stuff that goes onto this. All right. We have one more screw under here. All right, so that's the third one. All right. All right, so as I said, I just need to take the switcher off. So there's a red tab under here that you just pull out or push out, and then you just squeeze and you pull the wire. Should be able to pull the wire out. I think I pulled it out too much, but should press now, and you pull that wire out. So now me pulling this is gonna want me to basically do the it's gonna ask for like the EPS stuff again. So that's exactly what it's gonna probably ask me to deal with when we put it back together. So I'm just trying to put this little piece back in. It looks like a little bit wet inside of there. All right, so the next thing now is to loosen the whole thing right here. Take it off. All right, so now that I got that, the other one is probably on top of the car. All I'm gonna do, slowly pull it off. Now, if you look inside of here, it's asking for the heated steering wheel. This one doesn't come with a heated steering wheel. So that's probably one of the reasons why. But the other one does not. But since this clock spring is already programmed, well, this one is broken. This clock spring is broken, but this one is already programmed to the car. So what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna see if once we remove the clock spring from the switcher, then that should basically have some of the commands come back to the car, and hopefully that should let it work. So I'm gonna try to switch these two out and then we go. So we're gonna try it to see if it's gonna work. All right, so the only thing I know is you have this one screw right here. It's a really long screw to pull out. And all of this, I'm just trying to take my time so I don't shift the clock spring any at all. All right, so see the screw? All right, so I just gotta move this one piece. I'm gonna get a flat head. All right, so I'm trying to handle it with care, but you pop one side off. That's one side. You pop the next side off. That's it. And then you just pop the front side off. Now this side is going to be a little bit harder to come out. The reason being because all the pins are right there. So now that we got the clock spring off, I'm going to set it right here, and then we're going to get the original back. And then we just got to be careful of these to make sure that we put it back the same exact way. So what I'm looking at too is this is the original one that we pulled off, and then we have the 4 down here, 3 right here, right? But we have that 2 over here. So that 2 over here is for the heated steering wheel. So now what I'm gonna try to do is still leave it right there and then switch it out and then see if we're gonna still have the same issue come again. All right, so now I have the original, right? Okay, so at least you see that this doesn't even, is not even on here. So that will probably help us out too, because it's not gonna go into anything that's gonna call for that. So put this piece back in, center it. Once we center it, just like that, and look at everything, make sure everything looks good. And then all I'm just gonna do is just slide it in. All right, so now I'm just looking to make sure everything is in. Okay, everything is in. So now all I'm gonna do is move this one out the way, come back right here and push it down. So you heard the 2 back, and then the front went in also. So if you look, one clip right there, one on this side is in, and the other one on this side. Like I said, I'm trying to take my time so I don't mess up anything with the center of the clock spring. Now I'm gonna put this screw back in. All right, so I'm not gonna tighten that too tight, but yeah, that's everything. We should be good. Oh, one last thing that's left for me to do is to remove the back piece of this, because I want to put it onto this one. So all right, so put that down, flip this over, and it should have like a groove where everything should go into, because once you slide it down, and then that's the groove right there. So everything is in now. What I am gonna do is put it back on the car. As I said, I'm trying my best not to mess this up. So we're gonna put it back on the car, screw in everything, then I'll test everything and then see how it looks. Let's go. All right, so now that everything is back on, all right, so now that is there, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this down. It's not turning or anything. All right, cool. So that is tightened down. Our next thing now is to plug back this in. It's plugged in. You hear it clipped in. Then push that red tab in, and then do your little pull test. Make sure don't pull too much on the wires, because what you don't want to do is start pulling the wires out of the connector, and then now you got to worry about repinning, depinning, and repinning wires again. All right, I'm almost done. This just takes a lot of time, and I'm doing all of this with the battery off, because what the last thing I want to do is to do it while the battery's on and then risk blowing the airbag. So only thing as I said, we should have that traction light. We're gonna have that traction light, and we're gonna have that EPS light, because I disconnected the clock spring, and since disconnecting the clock spring is probably gonna cause that, because now the car is going to need to be recalibrate back to like make sure to know, hey, if this is perfect center. Okay, and it is perfect center because it lines up right there. There's a little triangle to let you know it is perfect in the middle. Now that all that is done, the next thing I'm gonna do is put the steering wheel back on. Now there's a little line in the front to let you know, like, hey, that's your dead center. I'm making sure to look to see if I have my dead center, which in yes, all right, so that is my dead center. I think we'll put this back in and get ready to roll. Just making sure everything lines up perfect. Okay, yeah. All right, and this should be only 15 Newton meters. All right, so that is good. Steering wheel straight, and we're good. So all right, so now that I have everything back together, I'm gonna connect everything and then see what happens. Just make sure you put the steering wheel stuff back exactly where it needs to be. So I finally got it in. Not 100% if it went in all the way. So I'm gonna just pull it back out. Push out. Push all the way in. Lock it into place. All right. And that should be it. Otherwise, from closing up this piece, but I'm not gonna lie, I should have plugged the battery back on to check everything, but we're gonna see what's our next step. So I'm gonna go put the battery on, and then we could check the results next. All right, now that we have power, all I'm gonna do is, so let me get my scanner. So I could plug it up and then see if I have any troubled codes. Then see if I could turn the steering wheel and put it back to what it should be. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just turn the ignition on. All right, cool. As I said before, we should have that stabilizer thing on. So we still have cruise control still unavailable. So we're gonna see what's the next issue. All right, so we have no system malfunction code. You see that we're good. Now that we know that we're good with no system malfunction code, you see that we fixed it. So the clock spring really did work. It's the only thing is what I thought about was switching the other clock spring to the next one and then see if that was the issue. And we realized that that was the issue all along. So next time what I'll tell you all, oh, the only thing that I didn't show on camera is the clock spring that I bought. I basically calibrated. There's gears inside of the indicator switch, right? And I'm gonna show you right now. So here is the indicator switch, right? So when you move this and you move this, see those? See the light? Those two right there are gears. And the reason for that is, the reason why you have those gears, when I thought about it, was, if you think about it, is that when you have those gears, the car really needs to know when you turn left, when you turn right. And basically that is what it's for. And I think that was the whole issue with the clock spring. So now that we know that it's fixed, that's one more thing down with this car. As I said, now we're just gonna work out all the kinks, all the little stuff that's gonna cause issues. But anyways, like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on. Check us out on all social media links. Hey, remember, our haters are our biggest motivators. So until next time, stay positive, stay motivated, and guess what? We are out.